湖岸流大魔路術許しを得たのがこの翌日。寛永2年冬、イラコ制限の潮来追放から11ヶ月。
素手で
野良犬相手に表道具は用いない。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the final game of the night between In the Trees and Gorilla Muffins. You're still joined by me, Found, and Brendan, the FOS team, the tag team duo for the last match. We've been here all night, and the last one's going to be a banger. So I cannot wait to see these two teams go at it, especially since we have a little bit of a role swap with Nico headed to the jungle and the Pro DH going to the mid lane.
Of course, it's the only duo in FOF that is from the gang, from the streets, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
we're about to.
No,
is that just me or what?
No, explain the joke. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you're from the Moor and I'm from the Philly. We're from the hard parts, bro. Yeah, I mean, so.
Yeah, we play League, but the life outside in some of these places ain't it, bro.
That's facts. We don't sell LP on the streets. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely not. But we should start selling LP on the streets. That's money.
I think that's just running it down. No, that's definitely just as Seraphine. What the? Okay.
All right, first pick Seraphine. She has been returning into the meta in a lot of different regions. I know specifically Korea has been prioritizing her quite heavily. She is a mid lane pick, but she is traditionally used as a counter pick to Syndra and Orianna as a safe mid lane mage that outranges them very heavily. So I'm happy that Seraphine's back. I like her kit. I think her ultimate is one of the most busted but entertaining ultimates in the game. So yeah, it's nice to see her return, but a first pick is really confident from inside in the trees, and instantly Gorilla Muffins locks in the tank duo of Nautilus and Sejuani.
Of course, Gorilla Muffins is having my boy Street Smurf, Raph, of course, super guy, he's very famous in FOF, and he's locking in 2 tanks, by the way. I really need to see with them blocking Sejuani. I don't know why Sejuani is such a high prevalence in FOF, by the way. He's bringing the Kog'Maw lock in from INT here. But with locking Sejuani, you need a carry bruiser style top laner in the top lane role. You need that just because of how the passive works on Sejuani.
Yeah, Bacon Pancakes did play a very aggressive Yone pick in the last matchup. It was very well executed, other than a small mistake that unfortunately cost him very heavily, but he has shown that the ability to play carries. We know that his Urgot is something that he used to bring out quite heavily also, and the Street Smurf special has been taken by Evolved Noob, with Rise returning and Kog'Maw already being locked in. So a really late game centric composition already for the side of In the Trees. Hopefully they're going to use their jungle and their top to get some early games so they are able to contest in that matchup. Gorilla Muffins actually has had one of the best early games in the league. They play extremely aggressive and can find advantages in that avenue. So that is their area of power, and I expect them to draft in that direction, with Victor being locked in to instantly prove me wrong.
Of course, INT lost their first game yesterday with the many role swaps they had to do. They are supporting a new support starter, Jeff, all caps Jeff, so I might just scream every time I say his name just to really emphasize the all caps.
Is it Jeff or Jeffa?
I'm gonna go my name Jeff, that's all I know.
Jeff Dunham fans in the chat.
Of course, they're starting support. He who slops was ganked by his father and is no longer allowed to play in the League of Legends FOF tournament.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate that he is not all going to be here, but it's always nice to have new faces. In the Trees has kept the same roster for an extended period of time, so this is their first roster change in quite a while. The boys are now going with a change, but I expect them to just be as dominant as they used to be, just incorporating a new voice into their team.
Yeah, INT, of course, season 2 champions. They've looked really good in every single one of their games. INT as a team really runs through in my opinion, Bo and Broccoli. I think that they've always been really good. Kenny Hammerspike, of course, is a very consistent AD carry player. You're locking a Jinx. Okay, Jinx is another AD carry that I'm very familiar with. I think that she was stronger before, after she got nerfed recently. I don't remember what patch it was, but she's still relatively strong. She's champion, of course, the hyper carry, really pinnacle. She, of course, will get a few kills early and these kind of things that will really make her snowball. If she doesn't, she'll be a little bit weaker until she gets 3 items.
Yep, that is a very high damage AD carry who can definitely do her share of 1v9ing. And since Gorilla Muffin is going for a safe team kind of composition with Victor, with Jinx, these are two champions that work quite well off of each other. So They are definitely giving themselves some avenues to make this draft as effective as possible. But the second game of the time, we're having Akshan once again being taken. This time, it looks like the Rise is going to be going into the top lane, so Brock Lee is going to be taking that, and Evolved Noob is going to take the Akshan into the mid lane. Interesting decision from the side of In the Trees. We have not seen Rise be in top lane in quite a while, but he is a very strong laner. But the counter pick is going to be in Gorilla Muffin's side, so Bacon Pancakes is going to get whatever choice of lane he wants into this Rise.
All right, so I think I understand how Girl's team fight is going to be. Team strategy is going to work. I think that Street Smurf and Team Girl decided to go with the strategy of they're going to win late game and these kind of things. Of course, Victor and Jinx are some of the best late game champions in all of the game. We see Kled locked in with the last pick on Gorilla's side.
Yeah, talk about some early pressure onto a Rise. Kled is returning. This champion is ridiculous into both ranged matchups and squishy champions in general. So this is Bacon Pancakes really throwing down the gauntlet onto Brock Lee, saying that you're going to struggle in this lane. And also, Sejuani Kled can dive extremely early. So I expect Brock Lee to have a lot of struggles in this lane if they're going to be looking for those aggressive 2v1 dives on the side of Gorilla Muffins.
Let's get right into game here as we see the two clashing of styles really with this.
Yeah, absolutely. With no more delay, we have our final matchup of the day between In the Trees and Team Girl, and I'm frankly so excited to see who is going to be the one taking and getting some momentum for their team. For Girl picking up after themselves after a loss, and In the Trees trying to maintain their position at the top of the standings.
Really, of course, this game's going to be predicated on the fact if INT can get early leads and force Girl to fight them early and force getting these fights and these skirmishes, just because INT's team is way better than Girl's team late game. Of course, Girl drafted late game. Team comp with Victor and Jinx, who are just scaling champions. Of course, they are almost perma scaling, honestly. Champions where Sejuani does good late game. I really need Girl to gank Kled and get Bacon Pancakes ahead, who I think is the best player on Girl at the moment is Bacon.
Honestly, I have to disagree with that also. I think Girl would have the advantage in the late game. They have a lot of CC, a lot of move speed from Kled's ultimate to be able to chase down. And you notice from In the Trees, they have very little engage other than the Hecarim, who's going to be going in by himself into a Sejuani. So team fighting is going to be quite rough for this side of In the Trees, especially in they're doing this into an even game state.
That's what I just said, man.
No, I thought you said that. No, I thought you said In the Trees had the game advantage, had the late game advantage.
Hell no.
I don't know. Somebody go back and find out what he said. One of us is crazy, but we'll find out after. But we see Bo Explode is going to be starting onto this red buff. He's trying to just do a standard red side clear, very typical on Hecarim, and that's going to be matched on the bot side for Sejuani also.
On the side of INT, they have a really a comp that I used to love playing with my support player who is very good. Seraphine player is. The Seraphine works really well with Hecarim because you can ult. Of course, Seraphine's ulti gets extended by hitting her teammates. And if you can have Hecarim engage and then you ult on the Hecarim, it basically makes them hit the entire team comp with how it works just because it extends so far.
Yeah, Hecarim, while he's moving in the Onslaught of Shadows, his model will continue to allow the ultimate to continue to spread over him. So, really heavy range that provided onto that combo. And Bo Explode has always been a big Hecarim player. Even when Hecarim was nerfed into the ground, he continued to stay with the champion. So, this is definitely one of his flavor of the months. And while the hook is landing for Black Venom, he is going to get the root down. The shield is there for Seraphine. You see how much return damage can come out onto Black Venom, especially in these early levels.
So right there, Girl had the opportunity to do a cheater recall for a while. They could, of course, the cheater recall is when you get to the cannon wave and then you push it as fast as you can. You have to slow push before that point, and then once you fast push the cannon wave, that you instantly back, and this forces them to basically reset the wave into you when you have a good lane situation, and you get to recall with the item advantage.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kenny is going to miss that cannon. I'm going to point that out. Make sure you land the cannons, kids. But yeah, honestly, cheater recall is going to be quite hard in this matchup, particularly for Team GURL. You're going up into a double range matchup, and Seraphine is quite the lane bully into some of these tanks early when they don't have much tankiness to survive the fight. That's going to already the pots are also going to be burned out from Black Venom. So this is going to be quite a difficult matchup as the range advantage is extremely long as Seraphine outranges the Nautilus hook in anything that the Nautilus can provide.
This is absolutely true. This is right. Seraphine is really good into just because her poke is so good, and of course her sustain. So we're gonna see a quite trade right here.
Ooh,
Very
Evolve
smart
move. Hopping off the chain early, getting the bullets down, and then proccing the passive, but not allowing himself to swing into tower range. Really well done mechanically from Evolve Noob, demonstrating some of the power that Akshan has. His early game is a lot better after the hotfix nerfs he did receive, but he also is going to be receiving the first gank of the game as Neko has found a way to just appear in this mid lane, but Boxblood is shadowing, so there's not going to be anything further.
Unfortunately, Nico is in the really the there's not much for her to do. I don't think her camp's up at the moment. There's not much for her to like really. There's not much gank opportunities, so she's kind of in limbo right now. She's going to choose to back and then most likely go into the Raptor pit. Sorry for getting a call.
Yeah. Nico's actually getting quite punished in this jungle matchup. You see that she she was not able to find that wolf camp when she did look into the invade, and instantly Boxload heads into her jungle and takes away the Gromp also. So she's gonna be walking up and find that there's no Gromp available. So a big CS lead already opened up in this jungle matchup, which could easily expand into some levels. And frankly, she should be looking to play more around this Kled and try to punish this Ryze, who is a vulnerable gank target in the early levels.
Of course, this is Nico's off role. I believe that her jungle is her secondary role, and I think that she's a way better mid laner. But I'm guessing I think that Thursdays and Fridays she swaps. I think that Thursdays she's played mid, and then Friday she plays jungle.
Yeah, since Trulax was unavailable today, and this is probably the best look for Team GURL. It does definitely give them a different set of advantages because Nico does have has a very distinct champion pool. So getting a different mid laner in there who plays a different variety could make prepping for them more of a challenge. And you see how long Boxblood has stayed on the map, man. He is not even taking a recall yet, so he is going to have to go back to base soon. All of his camps are down, so I expect after this point he is going to be looking for that. But he's going to hit 6 very early, most likely around 7:30 or 6:30 if he stays out on the map longer and doesn't take an early recall.
If you get this wrong, I'm going to harp on it for the rest of the cast. I just want you to know. I
played jungle
really
enough to know that he'll hit 6 on his. He'll probably hit 6 on his next camp. If he takes Gromp, he'll hit 6 on his next camp.
Spectators, can we please, once Bo backs, we must see if he hits this 6.
I mean, yeah, he's 48 CS, and yeah, he'll hit some. Yeah, I'm pretty confident on that one. So we will see if he does indeed hit 6 at well, he won't hit at 7:30, which was my estimation. If he does take a recall, he did. So he should only have 1 camp left. He's going to be headed to that red side and to pick up his respawning red buff. So the expectation is that will be where he does hit that early 6, and Sejuani is quite far behind at this point, so he's going to be having a level advantage for quite a while, especially now that the Scuttle Crab is spawning, and that does seem to be where Boxblood is going to be looking to pick that up, as Evolve Noob is going to get that pressure down to make Pro DH have to respect that his jungler is there.
Viewers, it's your chance. Will Bo hit the level 6 on this camp right here? I'm almost positive he will, just because he's getting the scuttle.
Yes, he hits 6 on
the
the camp,
He hits 6. Okay, there we go.
The general rule is 52 CS in the jungle does get you 6, depending on what camps you take, obviously. But if you take a red side clear, you already take your Krugs. Krugs has the most experience within them, so getting the reset on level 2 Krugs is a heavy experience. As Boxblood is over the wall, and Stove is they are now spotted, and now Black Venom is going to be in trouble. Boxblood is going to go for the Jinx, who's going to be fleed back, and a bunch of damage dropping. Akshan's picking up first blood. Black Venom is now being chased down. Big stun from the side of the Pro DH that's going to keep Black Venom alive, and the ultimate is going to come out as Evolve Noob Noob is going to fail his flash, but he's going to continue. So much damage bursting out the Pro DH, and he's going to pick up that last auto attack as now Colette is here. Bacon Pancakes is going to be in a 1v3. He's trying to fight his way out. A bunch of damage coming down, but he's being kited. He's going to have one more auto before he picks up the Evolve Noob, but he's too far away. Bacon Pancakes is going to be unable to find it as the hook is now landing. Bow Explode is taking a bunch of damage, and the remount is here, but the hook is not going to be able to be landing. Now flash from Neko. He got the flash. She got the flash. It's a bunch of damage, and Jeff is going to be perishing. So 1 kill traded back and 2 kills gained from the side of Industries.
I really like INT's teamwork right there. They of course Jeff is a all caps Jeff right now. As you see Bo going to, I think he's gonna back, right? Oh no, okay. Kenny's right here. They're gonna
be in trouble. That's gonna be the dashing from Bow Explode, but a bunch of damage coming through. But the autos from Kog'Maw is gonna drop Neko as she's gonna be headed back to the Death Chamber, and that is the 3rd kill picked up. So In the Trees did get a big series of advantages, picking up all them kills back to back.
That was rudely interrupted by a fleeing boar. What I was gonna say is a very smart macro play by INT. Of course, having the jungle support deal is very, very important. Jeff is the new starter after Hugh Slops had to drop out of the tournament, unfortunately. They do this blue invade, very, very smart, get behind the bot lane, and then the bot lane was caught out. And of course, before that, Bo got the level 6 on the Scuttle Crab, and that of course gives him the extra speed up, which of course when Hecarim is sped up, he gets even more damage. Got the onslaught of shadows onto Jinx, and pretty much from that point on, Jinx is just dead. They clean up the bot lane after that.
Yeah, very good target selection on the side of Industries, forcing the flash and still getting the kill onto the Jinx, who is now going to be quite pressured in lane for for an extended period of time, not having that summoner available, and Hecarim always having the option to go down. Also, Bacon Pancakes, who moved down and perished anyway, has now taken a big CS disadvantage, almost 20 CS, actually more than 20 CS in that top side. So Rise is really happy with the lane state he's in, and Broccoli cannot be any happier getting through this early game without getting pressured by the Sejuani.
This might be really risky right here. I think Nico might die. She's trying to get the Rift Herald right here as Hecarim sees.
Yep, Nico is going to be spotted onto the Rift Herald, but she should still have Arctic Assault available, but that is not going to be able to be found. The ultimate is going to come through on Hecarim, but this good Hecarim ultimate is going to prevent the stun. Now Bacon Pancakes is going to be in trouble, and Evolve Noob is channeling ultimate, but that's going to be canceled by the side of the mount dropping, but Evolve Noob is going to pick up the Hecarim, and the hook has come through. Now Pro DH is going to be chased out, but a bunch of damage has come out just from him. The ultimate is available, and he's looking to 1v3. That's going to be the laser coming through, but the second portion is not going to pick up the kill on Evolve Noob, as the Pro DH has done everything he can, but is not able to find the last bit of damage that would have given him a big set of kills.
That is really unfortunate. Of course, with the invade earlier, of course, they were so close to killing someone else, and they did not. I don't remember exactly who it was at the time. And again, Pro DH just gets so close to hopefully getting a return kill on an unfortunate mistake, really, by Nico trying to get the Rift Herald.
Yes, unfortunately, was unable to find it, and a really good ultimate from the side of Bow Explode, making sure the Glacial Prism was basically useless in that fight. As now Black Venom is going to be walking up. This could be an opportunity for it all in fight. It looks like they're looking for it. The slow has landed. The hook is available. Black Venom is going to opt away from going for it.
As of course, GURL decides to pretty much reset the lane. Of course, this is going to start a slow push, I believe. No, and you really want to slow push if you're going to either dive the enemy champions or you're going to decide to back or maybe go for an objective, and I don't think they plan on doing that at the moment, so a slight misplay, but INT is of course going to push out this bot lane. They might drop the Rift Herald, perhaps. Evolve Noob's coming in for a gank. He's going to run into Nico.
That's going to be the Arctic sliding onto Evolve Noob. Neko has found a bit of damage. The stun is going to be landing, but there's no slow available. The rocket's going to go wide. Evolve Noob is going to get the hook shot onto the wall and completely dash away. So a lot of resources used for not a lot of advantages, but Evolve Noob does have a 3-0 shutdown available, so he would be a big kill to pick up. Now the Rift Herald is going to be spawning, and In the Trees is trying to get as much gold onto this tower as possible, and GURL is trying to match. It looks like the fight is not going to be airing onto any more, but Black Venom is going to land the hook. Bow Explode is going to be the target. Glacial Prism is going to go wide. Big Seraphine ultimate that's going to pick up Stove is in, but Bow Explode has gone too far. He's going to die first, but the trade kill onto Jinx is there. Now Black Venom is continuing to walk up. He's going to get hooked, but he's going to not find anything as Kenny Hammerspike is going to pick him up. So In the Trees once again is picking up a team fight where there's too much aggression from the China Team Girls after that first kill has gone through, and Broccoli is just going to be happily picking up some plates in the mid lane.
Black Venom seemed like he was cosplaying some of the old Scandinavian traditions where you're going out as an old person during a mean winter and you decide to slowly die on the ice right there. The slow walk into the enemy team. It was
Yeah,
honestly hilarious. I understand what they were trying to do, but unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Yeah.
yeah, he just wanted to help, man. He just wanted to be helping.
He just wanted it to be helpful. I understand it. I completely get it.
But on the positive, Bacon Pancakes did manage to pick up 2 plates in the top side, but you can see how difficult these trades are becoming now that Kled does not have a significant advantage. It's also going a tankier route. He's not going heavily for the damage, so this is an interesting decision considering that he's going to have very little magic resist, and the Bombing Cinder definitely would give less value than a AD item that would provide him with the kill threat to be able to fight back. So, yeah, he's definitely going for more of a team fight avenue this game.
Yeah, and of course, let's try to be as positive as possibly can. Team GURL's late game is exceptionally gross. Like it's a very good late game with the Victor and the Jinx, and I think Kled also scales pretty fine into the late game. I know that Nautilus is also a good champion. Sejuani does pretty good in the late game when she gets extremely tanky because her passive is always going to be useless with the her passive and CCs are always going to be useful. So.
Yeah, that's basically the prayer at the moment. So they are quite far behind already, though. 5,000 gold already opened up. And to get to the late game, they're going to need to properly use this wave clear and be able to protect these sidelines and allow Jinx and this Victor to get as much CS in their pocket as possible. But Kog'Maw is no slouch, and he's been having a having an easy time farming up and getting as much damage out as possible. So as long as Kenny is not being super heavily pressured, she's going to be quite happy. And the ability of a Kog'Maw to melt tanks is always going to be there, and both these tanks are not very good at defending themselves against the Kog'Maw auto damage.
By the way, in chat right now, there is almost 300k channel points on INT winning this game. That is the most I've ever seen in FOF history. I don't know if that's HR Kyle right there who has that many points. I know Kyle has a lot of points on the channel. I think he's the highest channel point.
Yeah,
holder.
people are engagement is important, and everybody get to commenting, get to talking. Let us know how you're feeling, and make sure we're constantly keeping that engagement up, because that is how we get as much showcase for these players who are working so hard to put on a good show for everybody involved. Now, you can see this lane state in the bot side has not really been going into the favor of GURL. They have not managed to find any all-ins, so now they're just getting consistently poked out by heavy long-range CC and damage from the Seraphine Kog'Maw, who have made it through their weakened state in the early game to a decently strong mid-game.
And of course, we talked about last game that with the what is that item? Wow, I'm blanking on it. What is the item that Kog'Maw and Ash build? Why am I blanking on it? Goodness gracious. No, not that one. The
Wit's End.
Wit's End. Goodness gracious, I'm so sorry. With the Wit's End,
here's a face check. Evolve Noob is going to be face checking into the puff, but you see, oh my god, Evolve Noob is just going to put him down. So much damage has just came out, and that is how much Akshan can do with how much that true damage can keep him proccing. But Bacon Pancakes is going to find it all in. He's getting the autos out, but he's going to be rooted up, and a full explode is going to come over the wall and put him into the dirt, and wow, that is an all-in that did not go into his favor.
No, it did not, but it was actually pretty good mechanics by Bacon. Unfortunately, he just did not have the damage to do it. But with having your pullback onto the rise before you even dismount, of course he brings back through your dismount and these kind of things, and it gets you closer. And the more damage you will deal, the closer you are with that ability.
Yeah, and then that's going to be Broccoli getting all the autos out on the top side. That should be the first tower dropping to this Rise, who has been stacking up a bunch of gold. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the highest gold in the game. Actually, just from looking at it, I know for a fact he probably is either first or second, other than Akshan, who just has 5 kills. But he's definitely quite high up there. And Broccoli has kind of had a quiet game, but he's doing a lot of work for the side of In the Trees, getting a lot of pressure down and making sure he's going to be a consistent threat in this late game.
Of course, Akshan is at the point where he's just so far ahead that he's basically an assassin AD carry, as we talked about earlier, I think last game, where he's just so far ahead at the moment, with, of course, with the 5 kills and the 550 gold bounty, and he can just one-shot. We saw the Pro DH get one-shot earlier. He's just extremely strong at the moment.
Yeah, that all-in was not close. The little bit of damage came out for Vic, took off a third, and Akshan took off the rest almost instantly. And the Ignite didn't even come through in that all-in. So the Pro DH is going to need to be a lot safer in lane because there's a lot of threat for Akshan to be able to look for all-ins consistently, but that's going to be Neko throwing out the ultimate, but is barely unable to tag. But Evolve Noob is going to be dashing back in, going to get stunned. Big shutdown headed over, and the Pro DH is going to pick it up as Evolve Noob made a mechanical mistake going back in and getting stunned up by the gravity field. So a little bit of reprieve for Team GURL as they've gotten a big shutdown.
Yes, just unfortunately with that play is very smart by Team GURL. Of course, it was a very good gank. I think right now getting these.
Oh no, Evolve Noob is not. I'm sorry, Boxpo is gonna go for the gank, but it's not even enough time to talk about it as they instantly shut down a 2v2 dive just straight up, and now they're gonna use this Rift Arrow to break this bot tower. And there's not really any reprieve for GURL because this first tower is gonna drop, and they're definitely gonna look for a second one. The play should be to try to set up and punish for this over push, but it looks like Kenny Hammer Spikes is just gonna make sure the second charge goes through, and this is gonna be a free dragon for the side in the trees.
Unfortunately, Hecarim just completes the smash and dash and immediately gets his gold and dips off after really an unfortunate back by GURL. GURL is just really far behind at the moment. They just need to hope that there's a lot of bounties on the side of INT, and to get these bounties and these kind of things, the game will be a lot closer. Of course, there's a late game.
Up in the flash as Neko's going to go in, is unable to get the steal, and that's going to be her life in the trade. As now Evolve Noob is going to use the hook shot to dodge the hook from Nautilus. As Boxpo is looking for the chase, he's taking a bunch of damage, and the Pilger is just going to delete the Hecarim, but the fight is still going on. Jinx has dropped, and so is Black Venom. Black Venom is very low, and he's going to go hook in, and the shutdown has come on to Bacon Pancakes. The fight is continuing. Bacon Pancakes doing so much damage, but he's not going to be able to find it. Akshan is just too strong, and is going to put him all down as more kills come over to Evolve Noob, and the respawn for Broccoli, so he can just head right back on the map and get more gold.
Yeah, unfortunately, just like we said, Akshan is just so far ahead. Nice try by the steal by Nico. Good team fight, I guess. They got some gold, which is worth it for gold when you're GURL. When you're this far behind. It's good to make these slight trades. Of course, you lost out on the overall gold, but slightly closing the gap when you're this far behind. Of course, it's good for your mental and these kind of things. Also, just to see your KDA increase. Nice pickup by the Pro DH to get that trade kill.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job finding the damage to pick up as little bit of kills as going to be available. He's trying to find an avenue to put in as much damage as possible, but frankly, it's been quite difficult. While the CS has remained quite close, it's not the end of the road on that end. When it comes to the CS in both mid or bot, the kills are just giving way too much gold for in the trees, and they're just kind of smacking them with their wallet right now. And Team GURL is gonna need to find a way to get Neko involved and utilize the CC from the Sejuani to really find some picks.
Absolutely. We see a 3-minute timer right now for the Infernal Drake.
Oh,
as
no.
we see Boxpo with the drive-by smash dash again.
And this is everybody showing up as that's going to be the Stove is dead, dying first. Black Venom is going to be in trouble and taking a bunch of damage. The hook is going to be there. So he actually is going to live, but the Pro DH is going to die on the side. But actually, Akshan is going to use his ultimate to pick up the kills on the side. And this is just Evolve Noob finding everything. And man, he's having a big game, being 9-1-2 already. 21 minutes, 2 items completed with a crit cloak in his inventory. So this Akshan is not getting any weaker anytime soon. And this good pick on the side to make sure that he found everything that was available to him.
Yep, unfortunately, they're just going to continue to be able to do these things. They're just so far ahead at the moment. There's not much that GURL can do. Like, there is really no safe portion on the map with members that are just this far ahead.
Yeah, and it looks like the next play is definitely going to be for a setup for Baron. All the recalls are coming through. Boxpo is going to be the only one on the map. And while we go through this loss gate, I guess it's time. Every game we rag on Bill at least something. Boxpo has opted to go for the Divine Blunderer. Triforce is definitely better on Hecarim right now. Riot has nerfed that item into the ground, so hopefully that change comes in at some point soon. Go back to the Triforce Death Pony, but at the moment, he's been doing a good job finding avenues, finding invades into the jungle, and really punishing this bot side for not having any escapes in their kit.
Divine Blunder, as you said, has really got nerfed into the ground. I don't think it's anywhere as close to as strong as it used to be, and it's definitely an item that needed to get nerfed. I think it was extremely strong before. At the moment, it's just really weak.
Oh,
As
here we go. Neko is
almost
going to
out
get
here.
caught out and going to be forced to flash away. I'm sorry, Arctic Assault away and throw the ultimate to provide her some reprieve. As Nico is going to be the only one available to find a steal, so the Baron is going to start, and Kog'Maw and Rise do a bunch of consistent damage. The pink wards are there, but they do still have vision because Jeff was autoing the ward. Now that vision is going to be still available. The R from Jinx is going to come through, but the smite from Bow Explode is going to pick it up extremely close. And now they're going to have to get out. Bow Explode is going to be looking for the chase down. The charge is available, but it looks like he's going to go for the safer option as Dragon's going to spawn in a minute, so they're just going to try to get this mid pressure.
And with this Infernal Dragon, it's probably going to be Soul. I'm not sure if Girl's probably caught out right here. They're going to have the Blast Cone. Maybe they get over the wall. I think they should be fine. Alright, they get out of it.
Yep, and now they're just trying to get the vision down. Bow Explode is going to get stunned up on the tower, but that's going to be him going aggressively, and the charm has landed, and so much damage is coming through. Bow Explode is now on the back line, and the Evolved Noob is going to get shut down. This could be an over-aggressive play, as Team GURL is going to have their attitude to get some reprieve damage, as a 1-for-1 in this game state is definitely a positive trade. But it looks like Team Industry is still looking to fight. Dragon's going to be up in 15 seconds, and they want to secure that, as that is the soul.
I think that was just a play of INT disrespecting GURL right there. That's really a play that's not going to work. You're going to be diving, and in a macro sense, it's really doesn't even make sense at all. You're going to be diving on tier 2.
Oh no, Nico is going to be getting caught out. That Bow Explode has spotted her. She does have the Blast Cone available, so that's going to be her walking out. But now the Teleport is available. Jeff is going to be caught out on the side. The stun is going to land onto this Rise. Broccoli is taking so much damage, but the ultimate is available, and that's going to be the portal getting out both Bow Explode and Broccoli. Now they're going to continue to look for this fight, as they probably want to secure this dragon. The smite's going to come over, but that's going to be Bow Explode not picking up. He's going to be forced to run away. Bacon Pancakes is not going to land the chain. He's too fast, as this horse is going to make it out, and unfortunately they just were not able to grab that extra kill onto the Hecarim, but they did secure the dragon and prevent the soul.
We see Jeff doing the dance and the spam emote. Of course, Seraphine has one of the best spam emotes in the entire game, by the way.
I have no idea.
It's so loud. I love doing it. It's like loud, and it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a laugh, I think it is, but it's just so loud. It's almost like
well, League players are nothing if not obnoxious, so I'm not surprised that is the interaction.
Listen, you have to accept, acknowledge, and embrace the toxicity just a bit.
You know, at this point, it's like the incentivized behavior, right? This is what Riot expects from us. You know, we should be following the Summoner's Code as much as possible. Here at FOS, we endorse all Riot's guidelines in return to how players are supposed to act in the game. Be respectful, be nice, and be honorable in battle, and that is the goal which we're trying to endorse here.
You know, I think it's also time for me to endorse something, Marcus. I've been trying to get Koshi, of course, the founder of FFS. There's going to be a fight
it looks like there's a fight, and there was a little bit of a stream delay, so that is going to be the 2 kills being picked over. So yet again, Jinx has dropped, and Bacon Pancakes has also found himself in the Death Chamber. Now the fight is continuing on as Bow Explode is going to be over there chasing down Nico, who is going to be getting channeled by the Akshan ultimate, and long-range snipe damage is going to pick it up as Kimmy Hammer Spikes is going to get that last R shot to put Neko into the dirt. And now we have a 5-man push. 26 minutes on the clock. There is a minion wave coming in. This could easily be the game. There's no wave clear available on the Nautilus, who is the only surviving member right now, but Victor is going to be up. The Pro DH is going to need to do a lot to prevent this game from being over. Any CC landing on him could easily be the game, as now Stove is dead also is here, so the Jinx is going to get the autos out and be able to protect the towers. But now we just have In the Trees looking for this bot side to continue the pressure.
Are they going to back, or are they going to force the issue is really the big question. Of course, they have such a ginormous goal lead, because we see Bo just doing a little jump and showing off his Nikes. I think that he's just trying to show that he can fly, and White Boy, can't jump. Of course, this is a good movie. It's time for me to endorse Marcus. I've been trying to get Koshi to allow me to do a bathtub cast stream, but he's refusing at the moment. I picked up my bikini. I've been trying to look good, and he's still refusing it. I need the viewers, to try to convince Koshi to allow me to do a bathtub stream.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll put that in the chat somewhere, and maybe the viewers will be as interested in that as you clearly are. This is going to be a 5-man back for the side of In the Tree, so more slow play. Really, it's either methodical or just not being able to close out the game cleanly. One or the other. You know, some disrespect is always there, but they've actually canceled their recall, so they're going to be looking to pick up this inhibitor tower. This is going to be a 4v3 defense, and Boxpo is going to instantly go in. The fear is going to be available. That's going to knock in Stove is died as he's going to be the first one to die. Now you have Black Venom taking a bunch of damage, and the exhaust is on the Pro D8, so no more ultimate is going to be able to come out. Nico is here though. The ultimate is going to be available. It's going to be tanked by the Brock Lee, but now the ultimate is everyone's dying. The bodies are dropping. Kenny Hammerspikes is by himself.
Kenny?
All the damage is coming out. He's trying to pick it up. This he's doing everything. This Kog'Maw is too big, and Kenny is going to find the quadra kill, picking up so many lives in that last kiteback. Watch it, all the damage. He's just finding everything. He's like, I'm not going in the portal. I'm going to stand here and fight. As the heal comes out, he continues to get auto attacks down, kiting it out. Ultimate gets to execute onto the Nautilus. Black Venom dies, and then after that, there's just nothing to kill him, and he just does so much damage, and that could easily be the game with a quadra going picked up so close to the base.
That was huge, actually. The 1v4, great positioning by Kenny Hammerspikes, by the way.
And Kog'Maw just did everything, and even without Evolve Noob being there, now they don't have to hit this inhibitor. They can just easily go straight for the game, but it looks like that is going to be the option just in case. The damage onto the first Nexus Tower is down, but the respawns are coming through. It looks like they're going to continue to go for the game as Stove is going to be the first one is up. Jinx is taking a bunch of damage, is going to go right back to the Death Chamber, as now the autos are coming into the Nexus. This is easily going to be the wrap-up, as Kenny Hammerspikes has done it all in that last team fight and secured his team the victory.
Very solid win by INT. Overall, I do like the idea by GURL, by the way, for going for late game team comp. You know, they've been struggling a lot for these wins and these kind of things. I think that maybe going for the late game team comp was a good idea. I believe. I think that the problem was the execution was a bit botched. Victor played pretty good. For how it went, and of course the 293k, by the way, on INT gets cashed out. And right now the only thing I'm thinking of is my question that I have to ask about Sneaky, but I'm not sure that that's FOF appropriate.
Oh no, it absolutely is not. It is not. But it's been a fantastic day of games as always. It's an honor to be here. Both me and Brendan rather have enjoyed being your casters for the remainder of the day. But that is going to be it for us. But don't touch that browser because there's an interview coming right back, right up to speak with our victorious In the Trees.
次期全部ストーン小眼流大魔プロ術許しを得たのがこの翌日。寛永2年冬、平子制限の潮木追放から11ヶ月。
素手で
野良犬の相手に表道具は持ち。
Hello everyone, Chris Edgeworth here for our fourth and final interview of the night. I am joined by Evolved Noob, the mid laner from the Victorious in the Trees. How are you feeling after the win?
Feeling really good. That game was definitely more back in form. I did not have the strongest start yesterday, but I'm glad to see that I'm playing a bit better today, and we play a lot better as a team today, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. This was an absolute statement game from you folks here against the Gorilla Muffins, and I do want to talk before we get into this game. I want to talk a little bit about the draft that you folks pulled out. Second game in a row that we've seen the Akshan come out, and it's popping off here again in your hands. So talk to me a little bit, if you would, about the draft that you folks put together. Putting the Rise up in the top lane is also a nice touch, and then what you thought you were up against, seeing the Kled come back out.
Yeah, we were actually really afraid of the Kled at first, but Vincent was, or our top laner, Broccoli was more than capable of doing really, really well in that lane, even though it was a strong pick from the enemy. And the rest of the map was very difficult for them to keep up with. Our tempo is a lot stronger than theirs, and you really have to respect the Akshan, otherwise he will just press E on you.
His swinging looks so cool, and it's so funny because in these games, like, I've been seeing it pop off, and I'm so used to my solo queue games, which I have not seen him recently, but like from release Akshan, where that was just the death swing, where you're just like, there he goes, salute, see you later. So let's talk a little bit actually about the Akshan more in this game. How did you feel about matching up specifically against this Victor, and how were you able to take the leads and start popping off in this game?
Well, to be honest, the Victor is actually what I really wanted to play the Akshan into. The zoning the Victor has is not really that great against Akshan. His W is not capable of stopping Akshan, and Akshan's capable of one-shotting Victor. So you absolutely have to respect him, otherwise he'll run you over. And it only further amplified that because the Victor bought a Lichbane second item, and let me have an even easier time getting on top of him and doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah, the Lich's Bane is kind of a stall out pick. That is, I'll just charitably say, not what I would have done there. But this overall, let's move on from this game. It was kind of a smothering rather. After it got to a certain point, Kenny just was absolutely just goated early, and he's just popping off, getting the kills early. Once you're Kog'Maw against a Jinx and you have the kills and the Jinx doesn't, it can quickly spiral out of control in those matchups. So let's look forward for your team. We're now 2 weeks deep into the league. You've had an opportunity to play against some of these teams yourselves. You've had the opportunity to see other teams match up against each other. How are you feeling about In the Trees in this new iteration of Friend or Foe?
Feeling pretty good. I think that we still need to be on our toes. There are a lot of strong teams that definitely deserve recognition, of course. And I do want to say that I feel that we will still be a strong competitor, and they definitely shouldn't look down on us for that.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Evolved Noob, for joining us for this interview. Before we step away for the evening, do you have any final thoughts, any banter, any shoutouts you'd like to leave us with?
I'd like to shout out Jeff for the most fantastic Umble Clave I've ever seen.
Oh boy, I just seen that there. That's a spicy pickup. You know, it's actually it's not that bad. You know, folks. It's actually the tech with the blackout as a support. So you know,
it's better than you think. It gets you the Seraphine auto damage, and it also is great against vision. Yep.
Boom. Enough said. Look out in the solo queue near you for the support Guardian with Umbral Glaive Seraphine. All right. Well, Evolved Noob, thanks again for the interview, and congrats to your team. Folks, that's going to do it for us on this evening of Friend or Foe. This has been our last day of the week for Heroic, but we'll be back with the second week of Luna coming up on Monday. We're going to be kicking off with the Church of Alfonso versus Fraud Squad. So please join us on Monday, August 30th at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time when we can kick off those matches. I'm Chris Edgeworth for all of us at Friend or Foe, and all of the staff and all of our players wish you all a wonderful evening.
Thank you.